joined by Zonorous in the room and Tempest Master 1000 remotely. You guys can take it away when you're ready. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome to the game ever made, Mighty Number 9, a rather known failed Kickstarter project in the sense that it got the money but it didn't deliver on the promise. But yeah, as I am not alone, quick introductions. Zonorous.
Hello, I'm Zonorous. I speedran this game like 6 years ago, so I'm perfectly qualified to be here.
Как говорят раннеры, это провалившийся Kickstarter проект, на который закинули несколько миллионов, а в итоге получили не очень хорошего Мегамена.
Is that my pal time link in the back? Yeah, good to see you, man. Yeah, I also run this game, and
обречен на ставки. Поехали на скам.
Wish I could be there in person, but this will be the next best thing. So, yeah, just to give a quick rundown of the category, any percent is when we run on the normal difficulty. Of course, there are other difficulties like hard, hyper, and maniac, which is the one-hit kill difficulty. And you're going to see a very notable difference if you are familiar with how those other difficulties work in terms of progression.
Вашу ставку закрыли.
JP, take it away.
Yep. Without further ado, let's start the run. And yeah, normal, and yeah, it starts as
Блин,
as I choose the difficulties.
я не могу закрыть ставку, видимо, потому что я поставил на ставку пузыри, так что...
And at first we have the intro stage, very
Надо,
much
чтобы
like
кто-то
a
закрыл. Ладно.
Mega Man X game.
Ран начинается с нормала, и
The
будет
cutscenes
типичный
basically
Мегамен.
we
Тут
are not
unlucky
going to
чатик.
dash because we
Ничего
don't have
особого.
that yet. We're gonna do this awkward backward jump shoot thing that is faster than regular walking for some reason.
Which I learned about yesterday. I did not know that this existed.
Yeah. Most don't know. Let's put it that way. This game has a bad habit of not knowing how to tell stuff to the player. But yeah. After we get the dash, the movement becomes much more pleasant to perform and hopefully to watch. But yeah, more about the basics. Zonorous, could you?
Yeah, sure. So if you've never seen Mighty Number 9, it's basically a Mega Man clone. Now that we got the dash, there's a lot
В общем-то, начало игры бэкдэшимся, ну, бэкджампимся, прыжки в обратном направлении быстрее, и как только получаем дэш, начинаем спамить, потому что по каким-то причинам в этом клоне Мегамена забыли основную механику Мегамена, что дэши не совсем бесконечные, у них хоть какой-то кулдаун должен быть. Здесь его нет вообще никакого.
Which means that he's currently doing more damage and he uses less weapon energy, which right now is useless because we don't have any weapons from other things. But there's two more. There's also the green one, which we'd like to get as much as possible because that makes us faster. And there's also the yellow one, which you see right here, which is a bit about defenses, which for the speedrun is not really that important. And it's just a temporary buff that you can get. You can have all three of them if you somehow manage to do that. And yeah, so the red one and the green one are the two important ones. The yellow one is kind of like whatever, not really important. And yeah, you just kill the enemies that are in your way and ignore all of the others and try to get to the end of the stage as fast as possible without dying. That's kind of the basics of like the gist of the game.
Ставку надо чтобы кто-то из модераторов закрыл, потому что я не могу. Ваба, можешь закрыть ставку? У меня почему-то нет прав, возможно, я там пузырики залил на VR. Она закрыта уже. Я почему-то вижу, что ставка все еще открыта. Ну ладно.
Let's see. 50. 50?
50.
Start prediction.
Now that we've got past the intro stage, we are gonna get into the meat of the game and very unique part of the game. 8 robot masters that have their stages, and we go in a weakness order, starting with this one. And why is it that, Tempest?
Well, for those that don't know, like with a Mega Man game, JP will be collecting power-ups based on Beck's siblings, the Mighty Numbers, and going off with...
И в Мегаменах начинаем с порядка слабостей наших замечательных боссов и собираем пауэрапы согласно рауту на слабости. Но главное отличие будет в том, что по каким-то причинам в последней локации половина пауэрапов нам не нужна. Если бы мы могли на нее попасть сразу, мы могли пройти ее даже с базовым набором.
He used the action shift, which is a little command that he was doing at the very beginning of the intro stage before he got the dash. And at the start of the action shift, well, first and
В
foremost, you
общем-то,
need to hold a particular button
был
in order
iframe
to
glitch.
either transform your
Когда
jump
начинаем
or
action
your
shift,
shoot
у нас есть
into a
небольшой
backward
кадр
leap, and at the very wind up of it, there are
неуязвимости,
iframes. So
из-за
if those
чего,
if the animation gets interrupted, the game will think
последовательно
that the iframes
выполняя
are still active,
инпуты, мы
and this will
можем
effectively make back
пролететь в
invulnerable to damage,
сегменте,
aside from a few
используя
conditions.
кадры
So unfortunately,
неуязвимости.
like Mega Man 1, the game has it where any instant kill scenarios will still kill you even with iframes, so you got to be very careful in that one. And then 2, anything that will interrupt iframes will interrupt the glitch. So anything like a cutscene, such as a door transition, any action that also uses iframes, basically that. It is very easy to set up though, and in Bat Stage, it's also practically the easiest to do without the need of his own weapon, but it's also his own weapon that'll make it the easiest to set up, period, so it is a very natural starter stage choice, just in general. Now, I do want to mention, by the way, you're seeing all these little callouts, and if anyone would like to play the
Тут
voice
чатик
game,
вам
if you
советую
wanna
читать
see what the
внимательно
narrator
о смерти,
here is
потому
saying,
что,
select
возможно,
your
возможно,
good,
будут
great,
руины.
all that jazz, feel free to. We highly encourage it here.
Sprinter!
There you go. Exactly like what Zanara said. So, yeah.
I got you, buddy.
With that detail aside, yeah, thanks, man. We actually
В
also have
общем-то,
another means of activating the
Dash
glitch, too,
спаминг
and that is what I call the conveyor jump, which is when you do the action shift before you fall off a conveyor belt, fittingly. And the first method is the box destruction jump. But yeah, let's move on to the bat fight. So, similar to the round digger, JP does not have a main weapon to use yet, so he'll just have to mash the buster as best he can.
Босс-файт довольно-таки интересный, потому что мы его просто заспамим обычными атаками. Периодически бати его на атаку вперед, дэшевскую. Будем дэшиться ему за спину. Плюс еще мы можем танковать его без каких-либо проблем. И вторая стадия по каким-то интересным причинам сводится к тому, что мы должны просто задоджить ракету. Мы ее можем перепрыгнуть, но он решил задэшиться по ней. Это быстрее и эффективнее.
First boss down.
7 to go.
Yeah, 7 to go and some final stages.
Now we got pretty much the Buster replacements. We won't see that much of the regular Buster anymore.
Yeah, we got the good weapon now.
Yeah,
We can play the game now.
Yeah, you can say that again. So some mighty number powers will have multiple functions, others will not. The battalion here is probably the simple kind, where you have a combination of Rockman and Forte's remote mine, as well as Mega Man 8's flash grenade. So it's basically that rolled into one, and it is a very useful...
По каким-то причинам еще, кстати, меню Мегамена довольно-таки проблемный, потому что вместо кругового меню выбора локации у нас именно они прям пролистываются, и это дико неудобно, из-за чего приходится нажимать определенное количество раз input, чтобы выйти на нужную нам арену, и можно пролететь. Так что менюинг появился в Мегамене удивительно.
If you see the mighty number that you just saved within the stage, which, well, method number 2, you also got the little advice button that shows up before you choose the stage.
В общем-то, обычный мувмент Мегамена, только с дэшами.
Whether you like that or not. And the interesting thing about those drills in mixed stage right there is that these are the one exception to an instant kill obstacle that you can actually pass through with iframes. Well, we don't know why that is, but we take advantage of that anyway. Here's a bit of a tricky jump, which can slip you up if you're not too cautious. I usually am, because I don't usually get a good enough cycle for the platform for me to feel comfortable with, but that was pretty dang good. Yeah, he's breezing through this stage. By the way, you're watching the world record runner of this game, this category right now, so if he's doing a really good job, I say that it is indeed a given. This man has been making this game his bread and butter, and it's something that I can't help but feel absolutely.
На комментировании сидит, если что, VR-холдер, который раутил всю эту игру и изучал. И сразу начинаем с атаки в форме предыдущего босса, потому что это типичный weakness. И, как видите, у всех боссов есть вторая стадия, которая не уходит в анимацию, не пропускаем. Нам придется ждать.
but it is a bit slow because those boxes do have probably the most health of any kind of box. Each box has a different type of
Все равно
heal
это
output.
будут изи-киллы
Ones are the
боссов.
weakest, and
И в
then it
конце мы
goes a little
увидим
bit
немного
up. We'll see
абсурдную
more
ситуацию,
solid
где
ones, and then I
половина
guess
обилок,
all
которые
those
мы
the
получили,
level
нам не
ones right there,
пригодится.
which also makes
That was really
activating
fast.
the iframe glitch a little bit hard to do in this stage, because there's the backup location which he did get the glitch for, and yeah, you gotta basically figure out the timing all in all.
Насчет наличия дэша в
All
прошлых
right, Saunders,
мегаменах,
so what's the deal with this
то
stage?
я скажу
Yeah,
так,
this is like
в Мегамене
my
Number
personal
9
nemesis when I
дэш
play
не,
this game. This is
не
really,
такой,
really
как в
dangerous
Мегаменах.
stage. You're playing
Они
on
как
this
бы могут
like,
визуально казаться
this
похожими,
car track,
но
and
очень сложно описать
so
им
you're jumping from like
то, как
boxes,
реагирует игра
cars,
на ваши
to
инпуты.
all kind of
И
vehicles.
если попробовать
But
описать
if you
Mighty
miss
Number
time
9
to
с моей
jump or
стороны,
something or get hit
то если
midair,
в
you fall
Мегамене
into
вы
it, you
нажимаете
fall into,
дэш,
like,
и
the
он
road, you just
дэшится,
instantly
то
die.
в Mighty Number
So this
9
entire
у меня было ощущение,
level
что есть
here
какой-то
is like
момент,
full of like these instant
когда
dies
игра
where you
такая
fall down
думает
and
о
the
вашем
stage
инпуте, и только
kinda
потом он
sucks.
срабатывает.
And it has
Довольно-таки
like a bunch of auto
странное
too.
ощущение от
So this is a
игры,
perfect
которая
time
вроде
for
бы
some
делалась
messages, so
теми, кто делал
By the way,
Мегаменов.
we have
Yeah,
had a
Ну там на самом деле
$200 donation come in
такая
from
ситуация.
Stuttgart, who says another ESA, another dono. And not only this, that's
Донат
$50,
$150.
$100 donation
Все
went
так же
to
в фонд
the
борьбы с
cosplay
Альцгеймером
community at
ESA
Super,
собирает.
which means
Так
we
что
will now have
благородные
a
цели.
cosplay for the Chenso Club run coming up after
Let's
Mighty Number
go.
9.
Let's go. That's cool.
Very quickly for you then, a $30 donation from Alexue, who says, hey ESA, great cause and great event. Thank you for your donation. And a $9 donation from your biggest fan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Actually, one thing we didn't mention, that if you get hit during a dash, you will lose control of Beck for a little bit longer, and that's what happened.
Так, чатик, полетели.
Yeah,
Первое.
back frames are
Смерть
majorly
номер
increased during
один.
dash, so you want to be extra careful. It's a bit of a give and take situation, but yeah, keep going, Skenme.
Thank you very much. Your run, you jump in whenever you need to. A $9 donation coming from your biggest fan, IX86, who says, hello JP.
На самом деле игра очень сильно карает вас за то, что вы падаете в пропасти.
Show us the true meaning of dashing.
Враги
Nice shirt,
безопаснее, чем
Yes,
ямы.
I feel like it's an appropriate
Так что
time for a
смерти еще могут
$9
быть.
train. Let's go.
I like that. Keep going. Mighty Number 9 train. I get it.
I see
Yeah,
what you're doing
yeah,
there.
I agree. Chat, definitely get along with that one. And folks in the audience, if you're feeling inclined to do so as well, let's see it.
Yeah, but yeah, JP demonstrated beautiful to me why this stage is what I just explained earlier. Why this stage is like terrible. Like one tiny mistake and you're dead. And,
В общем-то,
yeah,
этот-
that's what I wanted to mention earlier.
вот
So
этот
whenever
стейдж
you do
просто
the
ужасен.
earlier mighty
Ну,
numbers, they will help,
здесь одна
but
ошибка, и вы
once you
умрете,
do
потому
constantly,
что
they make a tiny
вот
part
эти
of the
платформы
stage
движутся.
It's a tiny,
И
it's a cool
маленькие
little detail.
платформы, вот
And
эти вот
also
машинки,
the
они
weapons
визуально
that
кажутся
just
больше,
kinda
чем на
nice.
самом деле.
Also, we have
Здесь
the best
очень легко
corner
упасть и
scroller
допрыгнуть
yet,
до них, так
because we
что
get a iframe glitch, so we just
такое
have to
интересное мероприятие.
avoid.
Сейчас мы, кстати, сделали iframe glitch, из-за чего пропустили
Yeah,
вот это
before I
вот
hand it back to the
препятствие,
donations, I
которое
should
должны
probably
были
explain
избегать.
that this level definitely takes a similar philosophy to the Mega Man Zero train levels, which, by the way, this game was developed by Inti Creates. You actually might have seen Green Link running Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. And yeah, this was a time where Inti was trying to do a 3D, 2.5D platformer, something they're not usually used to doing. So,
В общем-то,
I
это такой
can
2,5D
understand that they might have
платформер.
been out of their element as to why people might think this game is subpar, but honestly, we do believe it's not that bad a game overall, and the speedrun
В общем-то,
really does
наверное,
help
это одна
that
из основных ее
theory or
проблем.
feeling
что
anyway, but you know.
Она
Anyway,
ощущается
yeah,
неестественно
so
как-то.
Brand's just trying to slice cars. Hopefully there aren't any people in those cars. But we should probably explain the... Okay, we're already at the boss. Sorry, Skenme. We'll get back to you soon.
No, you do what you need to do.
Okay, so what JP's going to try and do with this boss fight is there's going to be a desperation move skip. It is not the most consistent, but we'll see if he manages to get it. The idea behind Mix Power is that it forces Brand's blades to break, which also allows his moveset to be
Не те
semi-manipulatable,
поделки от
as it
Capcom.
forces him to use certain moves without the blades, but ooh, okay.
Nope.
Unfortunately, we will have to see it. That's perfectly fine, though.
В общем-то,
Fairly
О.
easy to avoid if you know what you're doing. I will admit, though.
Мы
it's
почти
not
умерли,
the easiest
кстати.
for me to avoid.
Сейчас
Yeah, you can-
раннер почему-то
as you can see
задолжил
right there,
прямо в
Mix
атаку
Power
противника.
basically turns you into a
Ну, ничего
human
страшного.
bulldozer, allowing you to plow through enemies, and as long as you get the chain jumps in there, you can really make Brand's health melt. Nicely done. So now we're going to have our zero power-up of sorts with a little bit of rending scissors a la Kill a Kill. And yeah, don't lose your way, JP.
How much was that, sorry?
32.
32.
Yep.
All right.
How can you
So
see that
with
that fast? Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna. The thing is, this game does run off of IGT, so we can actually spare a moment to let the results screen show. It's just a matter of trying to be fair for the sake of RTA. All right, so here's Dyna Stage. This is a power plant. We're gonna have a few blackouts here and there, and this hallway. I like to traverse it using mixed power up as a little testament to Tekitome, a runner known to have done the game entirely without using the iframe glitch. To shout out to shout out
Об
to
этом
them.
уровне особо нечего
But
рассказать,
other than that,
потому что
this
основная
stage
механика
is gonna feature
Mighty Number
quite
9
a bit of
это
busting and
дэши
opening out a
и
couple
iframe
of
glitch,
gauntlet rooms, as we usually like to call
которые
them.
мы
I don't think
периодически
we
используем.
properly explained those. Simply try to destroy the enemies as fast as you can, whether it be by
Но
absorbing them or
основная
by
цель
just
вот на этом
flat
стейдже
out
просто максимально быстро
deleting
уничтожить
them, as
врагов
that
по
is
пути, чтобы
something you can
не
do as well. Of
задерживаться.
course, it doesn't give you any
И
bonus
сейчас
too,
увидите
so yeah.
очень
Zonris,
странную для
remind me, did you
Мегамена
explain
часть.
the full heal?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so while Zonris explained the different types of Zell power-up colors, you might be wondering the whole point of the blue enemies, and that's actually to fill up the equivalent to an E-tank, which
Вот
JP
здесь
just got right
на
there.
нас
Good timing.
падают
So now
такие
you can
голубые
press the
враги,
select button,
и это,
or I guess in this case,
в
the
общем-то,
touchpad, because that's a PS controller, and it will
аналог
allow
E-танка
itself to heal
из
fully at
Мегаменов.
command. The only problem is this also works even if you're at full health, so you gotta be very careful not to waste it by accident. Okay, so coming up is some more instant death traps. You're probably noticing that enough of the instant
И
death traps
здесь
in this game have
еще
this color
больше
coding of pink. I can't tell if the
инста-ловушек,
dev
которые
team was
мгновенно
thinking
убивают
Danganronpa or something like that,
нас.
but pink is very deadly. Try to avoid it as best you can. Because, again,
Все, что
iframes cannot help
розового цвета в этой игре,
contact with any of those,
скорее
but
всего,
here
ваншотнет
come the
вас с
two
первого
very
раза, поэтому
daunting
надо всеми
casual
силами
traps,
это
and first
избегать.
try,
Ух,
nicely done.
Yeah, that's,
вот сейчас вот эта
Whoa,
неказуальная стратегия была, он прям
Yeah.
так
That's,
аккуратно
it's,
задешился.
every
Клапа-клапа,
time it's scary.
изи-дэш.
That's one of those
The thing is, because your dash has a set limit on how far it can go, it is possible to accidentally die, even if you're doing the duck dash as the game hints you to. It's definitely one of the infamous things about this stage, and certainly a casual gatekeeper of sorts. Alright, now we're coming up to the Dyna fight. So, Brand's power allows us to swing a blade, and it does not waste energy. Of course, we have a couple of charge attacks. The one we'll want to use is the midair one that goes downward for when she uses her desperation move, which is basically a shield. But otherwise, we're just going to slash through her health like that. What she tries to do with the fight is, you see those little electric bits? She tries to scatter them across the field and eventually zaps electricity into them, but these can also get stuck on Beck as well. That was a very good fight, though. It can be
pattern.
done very, very cleanly like that with no problem whatsoever.
Also pawns, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's kind of like a bee, I
Okay, I
guess.
saw that.
Yeah. You're learning.
Простите, чат, у меня был выключен микрофон,
We are
видимо,
essentially giving
достаточно
Zonris the
долго,
power of
чтобы
blue eyes. I love
я не
Vegas.
заметил.
Seeing a number
Я
in
не
the
знаю, с
track
какого
is,
момента
Indeed.
я забыл его включить.
coming up to
Но
the most unique
предыдущий
stage of this game.
стейдж строился на том, что
Would you like to
нам надо было избегать всего розового
Yeah, so
из-за того, что это
basically
довольно-таки
the,
высокие риски, потому что
the
почти все, что
white
розовое в
number
этой игре
is,
вас
what's the
ваншотает,
name again?
shade?
Shade, right,
и
exactly.
финальный
So we're
босс
just
был
like
довольно-таки
White House kind of building,
раздражающим для спидана,
where
потому
you
что у
can
него
go
есть
left
щит,
or right,
который нам
and
мешает.
he's like hiding, and he's like
И
this,
здесь
like a sniper guy,
босс-снайпер,
like shooting these, like,
который стреляет вот этими вот
and so you're
дальними
basically trying to
лазер-бимами,
find him in this, like,
и мы
house
пытаемся
3
его
times
догнать.
and like do some damage, and then you go directly to the boss fight. But in the speedrun, we like do a very specific one where we like see him once, go back here to like the entrance hall. Yeah, that's the guy here. We zap him a bit with the weapon we got from the previous stage. We do that 2 more times, and that's going directly to the boss fight. So it's a kind of a very unique stage where you just try to find him as fast as possible instead of needing to go through the entire stage, because you can't do that. Like, it's a very cool concept.
В общем-то,
Absolutely. And one of the most daunting things about
Yeah.
it, though, that also makes it a less
уровне
fan
довольно-таки
favorite,
интересный
is that
концепт,
if you do die, you have to start from the entire beginning.
но
meaning that
у него
the
есть
end
небольшая
sequence
проблема в виде того, что
completely
если вы
resets.
умрете,
So, You do not have
Вам
new
надо
checkpoints
полностью
until you
переигрывать
reach
будет
the
весь
hallway to
сегмент,
the old
если вы
walls.
умрете.
And yeah, this
Так
is
что
indeed the
это не
Capitol
очень
building,
удобно.
which, by the way, if you're curious about those
Oh
portraits on the wall,
no!
Поздравляем.
what happened?
I
Плюс
had the
1.
red power up in the first section, so I haven't done this section in a while. So let's see.
Переделываем.
This is gonna be like a minute
see.
plus, I think.
I would have recommended probably going the other way, but I guess this is fine, because what JP's now going into is the one room that you actually see Dynatron appear, which is a gauntlet room. Normally preferable to skip that one, but you know what? I don't necessarily blame you for just going straight forward and going with what you think makes sense. I will say that if you were curious about the wall portraits within this level, those are actually folks that backed the Kickstarter up to a certain tier. So shout out to them. I know that one of the folks basically confirmed
Let's not talk
that
here.
one of them was themselves from, I believe it was Game Soup's video. So yeah, just a little fun factoid there.
Больше того, что
let's
он в
hope.
этой игре.
Yeah, there we go.
And
Всё.
Whew.
minute plus.
Всего-то плюс минута было.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. It's certainly
В
happened.
общем-то, такое иногда случается. Я бы
I-
даже не сказал, что это ошибка раннера, скорее игра так
No cheating here.
удивительная иногда в некоторых аспектах.
No cheating allowed. No, we gotta fight this like men. This place ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeah, let's get the skip at least.
But yeah, so this is the counter shade fight, and Dynatron is his weakness. It doesn't deal the most damage, but what makes it very useful is that it prevents him from warping around as long as he attempts to do so while the electric bits are stuck in him and dealing damage. So JP is essentially alternating between shooting him, using Dyna's power, absorbing health, so on and so forth. And we just skipped his desperation
Сейчас,
move. Nicely
кстати, мы
done.
полностью скипнули
Alright.
момент, когда босс исчезает.
Yes.
Это очень хорошо для нас.
During the second half, he does summon clones. You can't necessarily get hurt by them, though. Only the real one can deal you damage.
20. I think it was like 40 seconds. Not even a minute.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering
That's
what the Kickstarter has also given for some rewards, we actually saw some billboards within the highway stage within Brandish, which you might have caught wind of Ego Raptor of the Game Grumps. And then it's kind of funny how he would later be associated with Inti Creates, providing the voice of Ace from their 2022 game, Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X2. So, yeah,
quite a
it's kind of funny to see. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's a spin-off game, so what can I say, man?
And now we get to like
But yeah,
the
anyway.
mandatory air stage where you can also very easily die if you mistime a jump or so and fall down. So you're trying to climb this construction building, and there's some sections with wind, or these like sort of outdoor sections here. And if you
Здесь,
fall down,
если
but mistime
ран
the jump,
расшибется, то он упадет.
damage or something, it's
И
another
инстадес.
instant death. Glorious,
В общем-то,
glorious
восхитительная
game.
игра. Здесь очень много механик инстадеса от падения.
I guess there's only
Поэтому,
one phrase.
увы.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I guess there's only one phrase we can properly say, and that's thanks, Avi.
Ну вот, вся игра как бы такая странная. Потому что она где-то выглядит хорошо, а где-то вот взрывы такие низкополигональные. Где-то есть клевые решения и клевые боссы, а где-то у тебя босс с механиками, которые ты вообще не понимаешь. Вот здесь вот, например, мини-босс Раш, который мы должны взрывать ракетницы у самолетов. Ну так, немного устарел.
And I also want to call out that we have just reached $71,000 raised for Alzheimerfonden. Keep your donations coming in.
That's good.
Awesome. Keep them coming.
Yeah. The second section of the stage can be done with iframes. I do it without Shade's weapon for personal preference. I don't know if it's slower or faster, but I just do it like this. I usually get a better cycle for this Hula Heli, but this time around it was just running away from me, so sad.
Yeah,
But
Shade's
Hula Heli
weapon.
hoops can be a. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can explain Shade's weapon.
Yeah, Shade's weapon is like the sniper shot that like ricochets off and like off walls and enemies. And if there's an enemy nearby, it like targets like what's the correct like grammatical term? The enemy who is most nearby. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
I think you get what I mean, right?
And Yeah, the only downside to this is that it is a very high ammo consumption weapon. But I think we should explain one of the interesting quirks about weapon ammo. That, of course, being there's actually no on-stage weapon refills. Well, sort of. They're actually the health power-ups. Health power-ups do double up as weapon refills as well, but weapon ammo also refills over time too. So as long as you're within the power-up itself, then yeah, it'll just come back to you naturally, which is really nice. I believe that you can also gain it back from enemies as well. So enemies that you absorb will also feed it into your weapons bar as well.
Нам
which is
объясняют
what
о
we
том,
will
как
also be
работает
seeing
механика
with
рефила
Avi right here.
способностей,
So
но
yeah, he's gonna have
из
a
таких
camera
вот
in front of
ключевых
him.
вещей это
We
то,
want to
что
bounce
она
the
со
ball off
временем
him or just
регенерируется
get the bullet as
самостоятельно,
close
то
to
есть не всегда
possible,
надо
and this is the
искать
move we do not
аналоги
usually want to
Energy
see from him,
танков.
though. That bomb rush attack is what's going to make him very hard to hit. And yeah, he just chooses to do it whenever he so pleases. So, yeah, RG early on, not necessarily the best with that, but yeah, we just got him in a
Ну,
really
ран
good spot
очень
right there.
такой, именно сложненький, потому
And
что
also you gain ammo over time. I didn't know if you said
очень много механик, которые мгновенно
Chat,
ваншотят.
guess what happens if you fall down between these platforms during the entire
Как вы
fight?
думаете, что случится, если вы упадете между этих двух платформ вот во время этой битвы?
If you die too
Another
often,
thing that
then
also
И
makes
раннер
it...
как бы намекает на то, что это
ahead, Kevin,
инста-смерть. То
No, I was
есть
just going to say, one thing
весь
that makes
файт
it a saving
проходит
grace
вот
is
так,
that there is a wind
и
current
вы можете
below,
прям
which,
под конец
we
умереть
should
ровно
have
из-за того,
explained
что упали
that
вниз.
you can keep dashing upward and it'll keep carrying you upward. It actually makes Beck go even higher if he jumps within a wind ground from the ground. So, yeah, but now we're going to get a power that also makes him especially go higher. Shame it wasn't for this stage, but you know what? That's okay.
we get used.
Zoners, could you explain Avi's power?
Yeah, Avi's power is like you saw, he's like this helicopter themed kind of robot, and you get like the rotor blades, which they have like this quirky thing that you will see in like this boss fight, where you can do a lot of damage very fast. We'll get to that when we get to that. But also you can
Продолжаем
use
дальше
everything where you
к
can,
финалу
like,
игры.
propel yourself upwards a tiny bit because it's a rotor blade, you know, as it works with like helicopters. It's a cool weapon. Has a few very niche, awesome cases.
Indeed. This stage is also introduces the slippery surfaces mechanic that's used only for this and the next stage. Here, oil. If you dash on oil without giving any horizontal inputs, you will go faster for some reason.
Он рассказывает о том, что если мы коснемся масла, если мы не будем давать никаких горизонтальных инпутов, ну, команд, то мы будем двигаться быстрее по каким-то
I
причинам.
Can I buy a vowel for that one?
Yes.
I'd like an O,
Invisibility glitch
please.
is kind of useful.
It is very useful, yes. Especially if you're trying to play the game on Maniac. So it also it very much has casual purpose as well. So yeah, definitely it's super easy to learn too. We do eventually plan on making a proper tutorial for anyone that wishes to try some of these tricks or even the speedrun itself. So yeah. In the meantime, we are moving on to Pyro, who any Critical Role fans out there might be interested to know. He's voiced by the DM Matthew Mercer in
Oh,
the English
really?
dub. So, yeah,
I did not know.
very prominent VA.
And he's already
And
dead.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what I
nice
meant.
Pyro juggle.
Yeah, you'll see that later again on the late game stages. Yeah, I'm not super familiar again how it works, but you can like use it multiple times in a row without it like expiring.
And hold it above your head like a fidget spinner and deal damage to Pyro while you're inside him.
Right.
And as you absorb an enemy, they will have
общем-то,
hitbox for a little bit.
Продолжаем выбирать стейджи
Oh, many of them.
через меню.
Okay, the final
И
stage,
это
which is combination
последний
of
стейдж.
fan favorite mechanics such as water and ice.
Yeah, everybody. Any ice physics enjoyers in chat?
This game has ice physics with the slippery surface thing at least. So.
Well, let's not forget, it's not just an ice level, it's also a water level.
Indeed.
То, что это уровень со льдом, это еще и уровень под водой.
Sorry, it's tradition.
В общем-то, там вы слышали реакцию раннера, я надеюсь. Ну, комментатора, точнее.
Is it that loud?
At least
Это прям ощущения, которые складываются у всех от этого
I don't
уровня.
need my ear.
Just came out of nowhere.
Не,
I'm
это не Мегамен,
sorry.
это Mighty Number 9,
You're
это
fine,
такая
don't worry about it.
I
не
was
очень
expecting
хорошая
it.
копия
I
Мегамена.
did.
Там даже можно было
He
слышать крик
he
раннера.
knows. Anyway, Beck's physics in the water are very much heightened. I'm sorry. I need a moment after that one. Beck's physics in the water for jumping are very much heightened, so of course, trying to use that to your advantage applies. And then you can keep yourself suspended much easier while dashing within water as well. Sometimes it even helps to have Avi's power up too, in case you want to really make it that simple. Of course, there's a very unfortunate quirk with platforming on ice here, that being that Beck cannot grab icy platform ledges. So, yeah. Also, we're coming up to the second of 2 Pong mini bosses. You got to be a little bit careful here because apparently the right one has a bit of a potential glitch where he suddenly cannot be defeated, and unfortunately that would invalidate your run. We did, however, get a nice little health bar glitch where despite being defeated, the empty health bar is there at least until you make it into the boss room. And yeah, that's all there really is to it. So he made it look easy, but let me tell you, that last section before the boss room is probably the most daunting thing of that stage, hands down. Alright, so as we're now
В
trying to
общем-то,
melt cryo,
мы
pew,
плавим
pew,
лед
pew, pew.
усиленно за счет
Cryo is kind of
Good job.
Даши в босса.
She's cute, but she's also a huge troublemaker. If
В
she
общем-то,
freezes you,
он
she'll
довольно-таки, как
encase
говорят,
herself in
раннер
ice,
милый,
spiky
но он
ball,
создает
do,
большие
as
проблемы из-за
JP
того, что
likes
если
to
он
call
вас
Sonic the
заморозит,
Hedgehog
то
ball jumps,
даем
and
лосы.
deal a massive amount of damage if it makes contact with you. Not to mention, if Beck gets frozen, you have to really mash to get him out of there, and it's never fun. So, yeah, using Pyro's power, which as you saw, JP was charging up to release these fire explosions, you gotta make sure to keep real close to her in order for this to work out. Otherwise, the best way to stun her is just knock her down off her ice tower when she's shooting.
coming up to the worst stage in the game, probably.
We managed to avoid drowning. And after that, we get to Metal Gear Solid stage.
Yes, this Metal Gear inspired stage. We're playing Roll. No, wait.
Call.
That was a joke. Yeah.
Roll out of.
She's like the assistant of Beck / Mega Man. You know the deal. And she has some interesting stuff. Just like a tiny backpack that you can do tiny floating. But she is lacking this entire dash and absorption mechanic, which after playing this game for this long,
Надо добыть карточки охраны.
you kind of get used to this mechanic, and then you're like,
Как вы видите, это несложно, но у нас очень сильно игра ограничивает скорости прохождения. В общем-то, чтобы открыть эти двери, нам нужны были вот эти 3 карты, которые очень хорошо спрятаны.
When you can't dash into enemies, that also makes a lot of the fights kind of longer and more annoying. And here's a kind of a good demonstration of that.
This is definitely a very good time for messages and stuff.
Yes.
Absolutely. So it's all yours, Sken Me.
Oh, thank you very much. We've had a $9 donation come in from Base Guy, who says, "Looking good, JP. Must be the power of the derp shirt."
Yeah, shout out to Ahmad. That's one of his shirts, in case you're wondering.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, we got time for some more.
Wonderful. A reminder then that all of your donations are going towards Alzheimerfonden, the national Swedish fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. Have you seen the awesome prizes that we've got available for all
Mini-босс.
donations over $5?
Довольно-таки простой мини-босс, очень такая
Everyone who donates is eligible.
простая секция для рана. Мы даже не умерли ни разу, как ни странно, с тех пор, как была эта смерть. Пока что игра особо не троит, но, как видите, снова надо собирать ключ-карты, которые спрятаны.
And the custom ESA Nintendo Switch. All the information available at prizes.esamarathon.com.
That
one
is
of the.
easily one of the tightest things to make.
That is a really, really tricky jump.
That's also one of 2. There's second one on the next stage.
Yeah, I would know.
Yes,
So,
I'm gonna
the
try-
thing about Call is that despite having the ability to hover, you gotta really know when to put on the brakes. Otherwise, that can happen. And it can happen to anyone, really.
Oh no! That was a little bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna take that slow now.
Yeah, I would.
Пеппи хайп плюс одна
I'm
смерть.
surprised that
Yeah, that went so well.
I feel like that should have made it.
I was a little bit to the left.
There's
Будет
just some
неожиданно,
actions
если
that are,
ставка в
like,
3 сыграет.
unnecessarily hard. Like that one.
Сейчас раннер чуть-чуть помедленнее
As,
будет
one
все
of
делать,
the,
чтобы снова не
doubles.
умереть.
Okay.
Вот, пошел
Alright.
безопасным вариантом. О,
Ooh,
все отлично.
There we go.
there we go.
That was way more
Злобный
scary
розовый
than
цвет.
safely done doing red.
Опасен для
Yeah,
нас,
try not
невероятно
to give me a
сильный.
heart attack, man.
I'm
Ваншотает
gonna get it
все,
on the next step.
особенно нас.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
I'm gonna try that once though. Not that many heart attacks.
Yeah, this is straight up the worst
Yeah.
part of the game.
Jump too high. Oh,
All right, so we've officially moved into the worst boss of the game, K9 here, or as our friend LV Creed likes to call him, the old guard derp. And he is easily one of the slowest bosses, and the very reason this stage is slow. By the way, this call stage, this was a Kickstarter stretch goal. As much as I love call, as much as I appreciate her style of gameplay, I feel like if there was one thing that we could have done without, aside from the entire stage, at the very least, give us a different boss from this one, because unfortunately, the only way to damage him is either
В
by
общем-то,
feeding him
единственный
bombs,
способ наносить
shooting
урон
his
этому
eye out.
боссу — это кормить его бомбами и стрелять ему в глаз.
So how it's gonna
Так
work
что
is, luckily this is very much
такой
cycle-based. He'll always repeat this attack
довольно-таки
pattern,
скучный
no matter
босс,
what.
потому что он
But it's a
всегда
matter
повторяет
of
один и тот
trying
же
to
атак-паттерн,
see
но мы
what
должны
gets
ждать.
summoned to the ground first. The fight guarantees that there will be two sensors,
В общем-то,
two
он использует
bombs
два сенсора, две
in
бомбы.
any particular order.
Сенсор — это вот
We do know
такой
that the boss can go down
глазной
with
модуль.
three bombs, however. So, if you so choose to, you could potentially have K9 ignore a sensor, but the RNG
И он
can
очень
very
сильно
much
зависит
punish
от
you for
РНГ,
time loss if it
потому
does
что он
not work
может
out in your
скинуть
favor.
ненужный нам
Another
вариант, к
thing, though,
сожалению.
this can also happen accidentally,
Вот,
meaning that
видите, бомба.
K9 can miss
Нам
eating
надо,
the
чтобы
thing,
он кидал
whether
побольше
you
бомб,
wanted it to
но
or
тут он
not,
лаки.
or it can even crush the thing if it tries to jump on it. It's not fun. It's
Ну
really
вот,
not.
даже раннеры говорят, что это
This boss
совсем
fight
не
is more
весело.
waiting than
Мы
anything
просто
else.
бегаем и
so
повторяем
yeah,
одно и то же
this is
действие.
also a perfect time for any messaging or anything. Because yeah, we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, hit us up with something else.
Tell a joke.
You
How
just
about
want me-
some bid wars?
You want me to cover for you, is what you're saying
Yes,
here, right?
yes.
Absolutely. So, a reminder to everybody in Twitch chat that you can support Alzheimer Fondant not just by donating. In case you want to donate, you can type !donate and the links will be delivered to you in the chat. However, you can also cheer and subscribe, and all revenue from cheers and subscriptions will be forwarded by ESA to Alzheimer Fondant throughout the entirety of winter 20.
И мы все еще продолжаем сражаться с боссом, который не делает ничего нового. Мы как-то переборщили с ХП.
We've already met the Plum cosplay incentive that's happening for the Chensu run after Mighty Number 9. But what else do we have coming up?
Well, I do know that there's the Pokemon Red and Blue trainer name. How are we looking with that?
We do have the Pokemon Red and Blue trainer name. It's almost as if you should do my job for me. I did.
Там раннеры шутят о качестве игры.
It's almost like he has.
It's almost like I'm going to be
previously-
reading donations for that run.
Someone's read. So you're right. With the Pokemon Red and Blue trainer name, we have a few names in the running. Currently in the lead is Zelda with $69.
Nice.
Chloe and Luigi Spin and Pika P. 3 names all on $25. Kai on $11.50. Helmet on $5 and Speed Fam on $5. Still anyone's game there.
Nice.
Do you need more covering or are you good
No.
now?
No, we're
Very
good. We're good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Carry on, please.
Yeah. Oh, we're back in action at Beck
Alright.
with
Back in action. Ha. Nice. One.
I
Like
had to, you know, I had to. Yeah,
Clever,
time to
clever.
give a heart attack
You
to Tempest.
laugh at that one. You laugh at one.
И вот
thing,
начинаются
but
секции,
I earlier saw someone
которые
say roll call.
вызывают
Whenever you see,
вопросы
like,
относительно
the
того,
super
насколько
rookie, like,
удобно это.
This is
whirling
bad.
blade thingy, maybe.
Oh no. Ah, I messed up my inputs. And she went inside while...
Это вот босс, который снова по механике требует от нас ожидания того, что он сделает.
It was a little bit close for call there. So first and foremost, hi mom, bye mom.
Просто зафейсроллили его.
God.
Буквально. Его почему-то
Wait, what happened?
сокращенно зовут Мам.
Close for call.
Yeah, close for a call. Another punch.
Okay, I might die
Was
actually.
that an
Мы чуть не
unintended
умерли,
punch?
кстати.
It might
А
as
может,
well be.
умрем? Или нет?
Yeah, we're
Умрем, не умрем, умрем, не умрем.
We'll see how it happens.
Вот в чем
but hey,
вопрос.
we don't have refights, but we have a refight. Or reskin.
В общем-то,
It's basically
это
a
формально
secret
не рефайт,
fight of
но
a
это
souped-up
рескин.
tutorial boss.
and we're definitely not zero.
No.
But looking good. There we go.
Zero.
Вот слева, кстати, упал очень высокополигональный камень, если вы могли заметить.
Alright, so now we gotta flip a few other switches.
Ох,
Ooh, barely.
как же он долетел аккуратненько.
Keeping
Ему
it
просто
clutch, man.
повезло практически.
Gotta keep it in.
Еще бы чуть-чуть, мы бы упали в пропасть.
Yeah, you can say that again. Speaking of interesting, we got an entire gauntlet room where a couple of our mighty number siblings are actually gonna help us a little.
Yeah, if you
So
look at the
Shade and
background.
Но там на
Cryo,
заднем фоне,
yeah, actually,
как неудивительно, манти номера вот эти вот сильные ребята, которых мы побеждали, помогают нам.
Use that to your advantage if you so choose, or if
Так
you're more
что-
willing, you can just go ham on them yourself if you feel it's faster.
It's a good way to collect blue energy. Just as I did, and I healed myself, so I'm good.
Надо всего
Also,
лишь
I'm leaving
задоджить
one energy.
пару
One
атак,
of those green
убить с десяток противников.
energy releasing enemies.
Yeah, the
Just
enemy
bashing
at the
against the
very
wall.
left.
Yeah. I can pick that for a quick speed boost after this section ends. So
If
I
you
can-
do take
Ну,
too
это вот
long,
именно
Brand
такая
will
душная
eventually
часть
screen
секции.
clear all the remaining enemies with a little cross slash. Yeah.
Ah,
that's
too
what
early.
I'm talking-
Рано прыгнул, из-за
Oh.
этого потерял скорость.
Almost close enough. Without the tip of
Okay.
the spear. Okay. This boss
Okay, I
fight,
was
I'm
gonna
gonna have
say-
to concentrate. I haven't gotten this in a marathon yet.
Alright, serious time.
Could you explain, Tempest, what's going on?
Вы не поверите, но у нас
What he's
снова
about to do right now is he's
робот,
gonna try
которого
and
мы
one-cycle
видели
this
до
boss
этого,
using Cryo's power.
совместили
If he
с другим
fails, then the boss is
роботом.
going to engage its desperation move,
Если
which
бы мы не
wastes a
успели
lot of
его
time,
убить
but
в
we
один
got it.
цикл, нам бы
That's
выдали
great
просто
way to go, man.
еще одного
So you saw
мини-босса,
him use
и пришлось бы
Dyna's
повторять
power
все
on
это
the
по
eye, which
новой.
is the best way
Вот этот вот
to
хаос
take care of
экранный,
that
который
initial health bar.
творится,
But like I said,
он
if
действительно
it took a bit
очень
too long, a
сильно
new nameless robot unit would have spawned, and he would have had to do
траться
that
и
all over again.
дезориентирует в
Basically,
геймплее.
I compared
Там
to
столько
Mega
всего
Man 11's
происходит,
Impact Man,
и
or as
весь
we like
этот
to call it,
бардак
Impact Jail. And I typically like to
постоянно
say,
на экране
there's no
происходит.
escape.
This time there was no need for an escape.
That's
Ah,
true.
Sorry. Also, we're heading
Final
into the
stage.
final stage.
Yes.
Purple Dominion.
Yes, where a lot of things are purple.
Except for the beginning.
Yeah, which is all blue. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, soon enough, soon enough. But of course we're gonna pick it in with a gauntlet where enemy can spawn behind your health bar.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a nasty little trick they had up their sleeve.
Oh,
They're
very
right
much
there.
so. Thing is, this is actually the final gauntlet room of the game, so once that's taken care of, well, we are out of the woods from those. There's going to be a bit of an interesting gimmick with this Battle Coliseum, though, which, by the way, that was actually the little opening backdrop we saw within the game itself. So interesting that they made it come around to this as the
И
final
вот
stage.
этот вот квадратный
which,
мир,
by the
это,
way, you're probably
можно
curious about
сказать,
this.
финал
Allow me
практически
to fill
игры.
you in on this one. So it's 20x, it's what, 20xx or something like that, but it's also the present year. Robots have become advanced. There's this cybernetic muscle tissue they're composed of, mostly called Cell, made
Да,
by one Dr.
все еще 3
Blackwell.
смерти. Пока что мы не
And,
умирали больше.
unfortunately, he,
Ну, вот
had
этот
to
уровень, мне
try
кажется,
and do a
может
plot
поправить
event that was
ситуацию.
scapegoating him into jail, and it was within this here Battle Coliseum. The very experiment he tried to stop from
Потому
going
что вот
haywire
все, что
was
розовое,
a
оно как бы нас
creation
хочет
called
убить
Trinity,
сразу.
who happened to be made by his son, Bill Blackwell, who would then go on to be known as Dr. White. That would be Beck's creator. And so now Trinity has once again reawoken. No
И
thanks
что еще
to
больше
money-grubbing
вызывает непонимание,
president
это то,
of
почему
Cherry
здесь так много
Dynamics, Bill's
фраз о том,
former
как
workplace.
круто,
And now here we
amazing и
are to
прочее,
essentially Purifier, just like we did
о том,
with
как
the other
быстро мы
mighty numbers.
переключаем
Essentially, there's
способности,
no Dr.
огромный
Wily within this
счет.
game, which is kinda interesting.
И все это
Essentially,
сделано
the
в
bad
таком вот
guys,
стиле, что
creation of Dr.
это
White
зачастую отвлекает
essentially
от самого геймплея.
wasn't the most complete, but here we have Beck, who apparently is capable of showing a full range of human emotion. Shame considering that he does not have a whole lot of moments in the game that allow him to really show off his personality, but we'll roll with it.
Nice.
Also, this is the final auto-scroller. This is the final perfect time to
Yep.
go for messages.
A $10 donation has come in from Newbie King with no message. Thank you for your donation.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And yeah, we are gonna get a comeback from RV stage for a bit. This wind mechanic comes back for a bit. We have invincibility until now, because switching weapons also removes it. Because we want to have some height gain from those wind stuff so we can make that platform. And yeah, pretty much about to enter the final boss, so Tempest. What's up with Trinity?
Oh boy. Well, Trinity, we usually like to call her the easy devil, but this can be a little bit hard to get used to. JP's gonna try and wait for her to become vulnerable to then go ham on this boss health. It's usually around 5 pixels, and there
Ну,
we
сейчас
go.
особо
He's just
комментировать
basically trying to
нечего в
max as
действительности,
much
потому
damage as
что
as possible before she reforms,
все, что вы видите,
then
то
becomes
вы видите,
invulnerable.
это
Okay, so
максимально
he
близкий к казуальному
kinda
прохождению
did a little
спидрана из-за того,
something
что у нас
cool,
есть только
whereby
айфреймы,
at
и
least
мы
hitting her
знаем,
with
чем бить
Cryo's
боссов.
power,
И все.
there's a little chip damage
Большинство
going on, and it
боссов
does set up to make things a
вызывают
little bit
особых
easier and
проблем,
easier. Otherwise,
и
getting
сама
it
по себе
wrong
игра
can
вызывает
be
проблемы
very
тем, что у нее очень
troublesome,
много инстакил
because
механик, которые вас
well, it's
мгновенно
obvious you have
ваншотают.
to unfortunately start
Очень
the
странные
first
битвы,
phase all over
репетативные
again if you
фазы.
die. And, well,
И
we've
вот
got our second
вторая
phase
фаза
right here.
боссов.
Now, time is not going to be once the boss health runs out, but rather once the health runs out,
Просто
there's going to be a little
он
bit of an
переключает
animation, and
анимации,
then
и
Trinity's
как его
orb will
доджить
pop up, and
непонятно.
once JP
Как
dashes
видите,
into
даже
that,
раннер
that
получает
is
урон,
when the clock
хотя
will stop.
у босса очень
For
много
now,
хп.
we've got these different sections making up this pretty little flower here, and JP is now going to use Brand's power, which, as long as you're slashing, you can actually keep that whole thing going and practically be invulnerable to projectiles just like those.
В общем-то, когда
So,
мы машем
that's the quick
слэш,
kill right
вот
there. He got it
в этой форме
nicely done.
можем сбивать
And
проджектайлы,
let's
которые
get
у нас
ready on
летят.
time.
И
We're gonna play some
почему-то
Castlevania for a bit.
у этого босса проджектайлы
Can
тоже
anybody
сбиваются, и
say,
получается в этой форме мы можем все
"Or
сбить. И время. Все. Такой
time"?
Tiny bit too early.
классический
So-
ран
Tiny bit.
игры, похожий на Мегамена, но
It's
Мегаменом не
never happened
являющийся.
before.
И
It sure has.
если вам понравился визуал игры, вы можете по очень большой
Yeah, it
скидке ее
definitely
попробовать
has.
поиграть, но
That's
она
90 number 9, any percent better.
прямо-таки
And, yeah.
тяжелая для
As
игры
was explained,
из-за
the
того, что у
game
нее
goes
очень
by
много
in-game
карающих
time,
механик.
so- and the final one is 83. So runs always end when where you check the save file
В
time.
общем-то, ран валидным
But
считается,
that
когда вы
time, for some
проверяете
reason,
время в
isn't
сейф-файле.
complete. It's lacking the fractions from all the stages, the ones that we've been collecting. So your job is to add them up and then add those to the time shown in the save
Ну вот
station.
сейчас рано просто
Yeah, we're
валидной
missing
стороны делать.
two, but I'm counting like 5 or so.
5 or so, okay. We can like add 7 and that's gonna be
Ну вот, как
okay.
видите, менюинг даже в
Plus
игре
5 or
такой
6
тяжеловатый. И все.
Yeah, I could
It-
probably take a closer look after
Later,
we
yeah, but-
cut out and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's gonna be like
Ну что ж,
33.
поздравляем всех тех, кто поставил пузырики на 3. ГГ.
Yeah, like
It's-
30
it's a time,
-ish or
yeah.
so.
Considering how many times I died, it's not
В
that bad.
общем-то, ран закончился.
Not at all.
Дальше вас ждет
Well,
Thank you. So no reason Tempest match
Chance
is
Club,
doing this.
и Джериха вернется к комментированию. Так что
Concentrate a lot
я
on
оставляю
it.
рубку.
I don't wanna even think if I would
Всего
have
хорошего,
had
чатик.
to do any commentating myself.
Хорошего вам марафона.
Have
Any
done.
shoutouts?
Shoutouts to the community. At first, we are a thing. We exist, we are small, we have a Discord. So if you, for some reason, have an interest to run the game or just play it, yeah, hit us up. We can tell you more likely. We don't have anything. Well, we do have stuff on the chat hidden in the history and dust. But
Всем привет.
give us a hit, ask.
Снова.
absolutely. And if I could just say
Снова
a quick little
привет
thing
всем.
before we cut off. I
Следующая
do
игра, как
definitely
уже
wanna thank
сказал мой
JP
предыдущий
for,
комментатор,
just
наш предыдущий комментатор,
being
это
one of
Chance
the
Club.
really chillest dudes
Это
to
игра, с
get to
которой
know.
связывает,
Honestly, having met him through this whole
марафон.
online scene and getting to do events with him
Потому что там
is just a
есть тот
testament
самый
of how
персонаж.
possible it is to grow as a speedrunner. You never know what you'll